What is going on there, YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, or www.whatsupinsthesky.com. I haven't been here for a couple days. Got some new news for us here. I've got basically a week collected of news. Thanks to the guys who put stuff out on our website for us, post them in the forums. NASA, after we did this video, I think it was, I don't know if I forget who it was. I think it was Justin that got this out. So whoever got this actual thing out, this bone shape up here, NASA actually came out and talked about it. And there's an article right here about it, but let's read what they say here. No bones about it. Seen by Mars rover Curiosity using its mass cam, the Mars rock may look like a femur thigh bone. Mission science team members think its shape is likely sculpted by erosion, either wind or water. So basically right there, they admit how much water was there. If life ever existed on Mars, scientists expected it to be small, simple life forms called microbes. Mars, like, never had enough oxygen in its atmosphere or elsewhere to support more complex organisms. Thus, large fossils are not likely. Well, they're not likely? I mean, come on, what's going on with that? They're just shutting us down there. They know anybody who's watched my channel or watched any of my buddies' channels here know what's going on up there, so we don't have to say any more about that. Just the fact that we got them to say something's pretty cool. I wish they would say something about the water that happened the other day because, you know, I know we can't go back and sample it now. They'll never go back. But here, space.com this was all over the place. I mean, this thing made it big. So whoever is getting that article out and be able to do that, I wish we could do this more often because this should be front page. Some of this stuff should be front page. I mean, the fact that it looked like there was water on there the other day. I mean, at least our liquid. You know, who knows how stuff evolved up on Mars? So. We should be checking that stuff out, and at least sampling it. So we should at least coming back and sampling this bone. I don't care what they say. Just because they think that it might not be that, or it's not likely because if they say there wasn't enough oxygen, they don't know what the mixture was a long time ago. You know, they have no idea. They don't even know our planet. You know, we act like our science is the end all be all. Let me tell you what, every time in human history, you know, 20, 30, 40 years later, the scientists have all been proven wrong over and over again, and things have changed over and over again. So. Thigh bone on Mars is just another rock, NASA says, and Space.com seems to just, eat it up, say that's just fine. A photo from NASA's Curiosity rover on Mars set the internet abuzz this week with claims that the robot had found the thigh bone. But not so fast. That so-called thigh bone was just a weathered Martian rock, NASA says. The erroneous bone claim first appeared on a UFO. The erroneous. Oh, nice, thank you. Appeared on a UFO blog and was quickly picked up by media outlets, so much so that NASA released Curiosity's thigh bone Mars rock photo with a science explanation on Thursday, August 21st. What we just looked at, that's what they released. Um, so basically we just read what they said, but the Curiosity rover has found evidence that Mars was once a habitable planet in the ancient past, but there's no evidence that creatures large enough to leave a bone behind ever existed on the planet. I would like to second that. Yeah, right. I like to I like to sit down with some people from NASA, and I'm starting to think this might be my mission in life. To this part of my life is to get a book together that's got plainly you can show these people. Don't try and show it to them on the internet. Keep making my videos, but I need to get a coffee book together that we can give these people. You know, keep it at a decent price, just whatever it costs to make the damn thing. I don't even care if we make money off of it. Um, but just to give to these type of people so they can, these science people don't want to know the new paradigm. You know, they don't want to sit down and watch a video and have some, to them, some punk kid tell them what they think they see. You know, I see what I see, you see what you see, but they're not going to do it. You know, it's just how it works. But give them a book, they might go and look at themselves. And honestly, when you look at these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at a time, maybe do a book of 50, 60 of these things, hardcore anomalies, things that are really undeniable when you really start looking at them, especially the quantity. So I like to sit down with these people and give them a book. So I think that's what we'll be dedicating my life to here soon. Not just that. There's a million things I do, work, everything else, but there's a long tradition of seeing shapes, and here they go right back into the right back into the paradigm that whoever sees these things, it's not real. It's only as pareidolia. I think that's how you say it. I forget how you actually say it. I'm sure somebody will correct me down there. All right, so let's read what they're saying here. There's a long tradition of seeing shapes in Mars rocks that don't reflect reality or their reality. The phenomenon in which the human brain perceives faces, animals, and other shapes that aren't really there is also known as pareidolia. I think that's how you say it. I should really learn how to say that, but The Mars illusion history dates back to the 1800s when astronomers reported seeing canals on the red planet in telescope views. Then in 1976, a photo from Viking 1 orbiter released the formation that gained the famous, here they always go back to this, face on Mars. And if you really go back and look at that face on Mars, the outline of it is just too amazing. And I've never done a face on Mars video, so. And now they're going to come in here and say that, oh, since the face on Mars, photos from the Mars orbiters, since it's been debunked since the newer things came out, said it showed no face at all, just a large rock feature, proving a face was just a trick of shadow and light. So anything up there now is just trick and light, or just shadow and light. Everything, you don't see anything, none of this stuff is there. The building blocks, the damn boats, the stuff, I mean, it's not there. So, since the face on Mars, photos from the Mars orbiter and rover have captured shapes resembling a lizard, a rat, and even a jelly donut. All of them just illusions or strange rock formations on the red planet. Now, go look at my moving life on Mars and tell me that that's just something strange. You know, that's just something happening. No way. Come on. So this is kind of cool here. Mars rolling rock ends up at Standing Stone. So apparently this is standing up now. This is pretty interesting. High-rise observation of the irregularly shaped boulder and its track after coming to rest in its long axis at the bottom of the slope. An orbiting Mars camera has spotted the aftermath of a fun event on Mars, a boulder that has rolled and bounced down a steep slope. But this isn't an irregular boulder. It's a misshapen rock that ended up resting on its long axis as a standing stone. Um, the photo above was snapped by the high-resolution, this is the high-rise camera, on board of NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, or MRO, what do you call it, when the spacecraft was 170 miles above the, that's amazing, 170 miles above the red planet's surface. The boulder apparently became dislodged in a chaos region near the Martian equator and bounced down the steep slope, leaving a regular pattern in the dusty landscape. The trail has an odd repeating pattern, and the boulder couldn't roll straight due to its shape. Alright, so this is what they're saying. And this is no small boulder. By looking at the length of the rock shadows cast in the low sun, the high-rise team estimate that the rock is approximately 20 feet high by 11.5 feet wide. Therefore, if you stood next to the boulder upright, it would be like standing next to the tallest upright stone at Stonehenge, which measures about 22 feet. Pretty interesting. We're going to take a look at it here in a second. Mars rock slides and dusty avalanches are not a rare event on Mars, and the high-rise cameras is used to frequently survey Mars cliffs and craters, ridges for landscapes, leading me to caution future Mars colonists that camping at the bottom of Mars hills is not such a great idea. So if there's no tectonics going on Mars, and there is a weather system because we have, you know, storms that come around it, especially dust storms, how does this stuff happen? You know, how does this stuff get dislodged? From the heating and cooling? I mean, I'd love to know. This doesn't seem to be. Look at this, is pretty interesting. Look at all the ones that came down here. It looks like they all start. Where are we? We started up here. Yeah, they all start up here in this one little region. Too cool. So, yet again, let's go up here and look at this real fast. We'll just make it a little bigger. Weirdest Mars craters. Ah, that's kind of cool. I guess we can't make it any bigger, but it's got like this repeating, it's pretty amazing, a little repeating pattern. And I've seen that, you know, when stuff rolls down hills, it's most likely just a rock that's rolled down the hill. And I'm not saying there's any anomaly about this, but it's very interesting to say the least. It really started up here. What's pushing this stuff off? There's some interesting looking stuff going on up here. Let's see if we can do something real quick. Come on, keyboard, get on there. We're breaking into it. Alright, now let's go down. I haven't looked at this picture that much. I should get the really, really high definition version of it. Up here looks to be some symmetry in these rocks. Look up here. And look, it goes all the way up to here. And how to get past this piece right here? Look, it's got a block in the way. What? Look, it's got something in the way. How could that have rolled down over past this piece right here when there's no mark there? It looks like it rolled right over and then kept coming right on down. I don't know about that theory, guys. What do you guys think? Comment below. This is interesting. Look around, all around here. I hope we can see this on the video. There's shapes here. Look at this around here. This comes up. maybe we'll make this one of the new videos coming up. We'll go over this one. Okay, guys, this even looks like this actually looks like a Moab or something from Easter Island just standing there. Look, and it's got a little piece that comes down and there's a little ball in the middle of it. See the big mouth and it's got ears on it? Oh God, look at that next to it. Maybe we're getting pareidolia or whatever they call it. But if this is where it started way up here, I can see it getting a nice little roll pattern. If say it came down, look at this right here. Perfect 90-degree angles with another one right next to it. Stuff coming off here. Perfect. Up here, that's interesting. Look at that. It looks like a circle with a cross in the middle of it, and it looks like it's got legs, and it comes down a platform. Maybe we do have something a little bit different here because we're not talking about a huge area. We're talking about maybe this is a leftover something. And I mean, most people would look at this and it's on Discovery News, but they just see this. They wouldn't look, they just see this pattern repeating itself down here. But if they look up here, they might notice that there's all this symmetry in it. There's all sorts of not chemistry, geometry, um, squares. But right here is the interesting part. How did this make it past this boulder right here and keep going? So that's the mystery. All right, guys, let's go on to the next one. We're going to make a video about that. Write it down. It's on the thing. It's on the plate. We're going to do it. I've got about 30 videos on Mars to make. I keep trying. Some people like Mars stuff. Some people like the moon stuff. So I'm trying to keep it going. Now this is amazing. This was seen from the ISS, International Space Station, and this was a the Aurora Borealis. Tell me, just that isn't beautiful. I wanted to share that with you guys. Take it in. Bam. Spectacular auroras. All right, some more stuff. We're gonna keep this. I got a couple more to go, and then we're gonna go. How do you guys like them? How long should these segments go? Should I keep them? Usually I try and keep them at least under 30 minutes. I'm wondering if that's too long. Some people say you should keep it real short, but we're going over news here. If you guys are the people who watch these, they don't get as many hits as the rest. It's usually people who enjoy the channel. They comment. Um, they stay most of the video. And then you have people that bow out after me talking for a couple of minutes. They probably hear my voice and run away. They don't hear it anymore. So, sea plankton on a space station. Russian officials claim it's so. So what's this all about, guys? A Russian official claims that samples collected by cosmonauts show evidence of sea plankton on the outside of the ISS, news agencies are reporting. Cosmonauts on the orbiting outpost have allegedly discovered trace amounts of sea plankton and other microscopic organisms living on the outside of the station, exposed to the vacuum of space, according to the news stories quoted space station official Vladimir Soluvo. I don't know how you say that, sorry guys. However, NASA has not confirmed the reports. As far as we're concerned, we haven't heard any official reports from our Ricamos colleagues that they found sea plankton. NASA spokesman Don Hoyt said, "What are you guys over there doing? Who the hell do you think you are, right? I want to send my man down there to see you, you know." You guys talking a little bit? Don't you know you got to come to us to talk first? I mean, that's how these guys act sometimes at NASA. I'm not trying to bash on NASA, but I mean, come on, what kind of statement is that? However, NASA has not confirmed these reports. As far as we're concerned, we have, well, there's these reports right here about it. I mean, it sounds like it's pretty official, that it's out there. So why would they act like, as far as we're concerned, we haven't heard any official reports from our how do I say that? Roscosmos colleagues, that they found sea plankton. So did you call them up and ask? I guess in the case, okay, this is what it is. Roscosmos is Russia's federal space agency. Should have known that. The unconfirmed claims reported by ITAR TASS were reported, okay, maybe I'm wrong. The unconfirmed claims, I read this over briefly, were reportedly the result of a long-term study done by using specialized equipment by Russians on the station, according to the news agency. Although the cosmonauts did sample the outside of the space station and a window on one of the modules this week, they were not necessarily looking for traces of microbes, according to NASA. I'm not sure where all the sea plankton talk is coming from, Hoyt told Space.com. The Russians did take samples from one of the windows on the Russian segment, and what they're actually looking for is residues that can build up in the visibly sensitive elements, like windows, as well as the hull of the ship itself, that will build up whenever they do thruster firings for the things like the reboosts. They gotta keep putting it back up. It's pretty amazing how it works. I mean, because when you put something into orbit, if you don't, I mean, most of us know this, but if you don't, it slowly goes down. Yes, they got to boost back up. It's interesting how it works. That's what they were taking samples for. I don't know where all the sea plankton talk is come from. What are you guys talking about sea plankton? It's possible that the plankton is confirmed could be a contaminant launched into space with the space station's module. NASA scientist Lynn Rothschild. Oh yeah, what Rothschild, huh? That sounds like somebody we should listen to. I don't know, seems really smart. Previous studies have found that microorganisms can survive in the outer space. For example, tardigrades are microscopic invertebrates found all over the world. Can dehydrate fall into hibernation. That's pretty cool. Fall into hibernation and allow them to survive in space, Rothschild says. They're also called water bears as part of the group classified as extremophiles, organisms that can survive in even the harshest environments. So basically hibernation. The life is just amazing. From bears that hibernate to everything. It's just amazing. Note that there's a long history of U.S. and European missions proving that microbes could survive in low Earth orbit for extended periods of time. Researchers also discovered microbes in Earth's upper atmosphere. In 2013, scientists reported they have found a large number of many kinds of microorganisms in the atmosphere, 5 to 10 miles above the planet's surface. Bacterial life has even been found 24.8 miles up in the atmosphere, according to a 2013 interview with Tina Sanktiveve, an environmental chemist in Denmark. So NASA officials keep an eye on the bacteria growing inside the spacecraft. Biofilms, colonies of bacteria grow on the interior of this ISS, and scientists are working to understand how the microgravity environment affects their growth. Astronauts grew bacteria in fake urine during the flight of the NASA Space Shuttle Atlantis, and found that it grows strangely when compared to biofilms of the same species cultivated on Earth. The unique appearance and structure of the biofilm, I'm not even going to say what that is, formed like a triad. Microgravity suggests that the nature is capable of adapting to non-terrestrial environments in ways that deserve further studies, including studies exploring long-term growth and adaptation to low-gravity environment. Um, Before we start sending astronauts to Mars or embarking on other long-term spaceflight missions, we need to be certain as possible that we have eliminated or significantly reduced the risk that biofilms pose to the human crew and their equipment. That's just pretty cool. And it's just funny to me. It's like how they said something. You send somebody get you. You just talking Russia. Come on, these people. Martian mystery. What is odd cell-like structure in the Mars meteorite? This goes back to the 21st too. What? Look, this is pretty cool. If I saw this randomness, I might think it'd have some anomalies on it. Maybe I'm just seeing swamp gas, right? This is pretty cool. This is under the mic. Somebody told me that Mars pictures are just under a microscope and colored at one time. And when you look at something like that, you can maybe it is. You never know. Maybe Mars is just the size of a room somewhere. But I guess we got to keep this news. So here we keep going. Keep going, guys. Scientists are not going to keep you much longer. Scientists have found a strange structure resembling a microbial cell inside a Martian meteorite. They're not claiming that it's evidence of the red planet life. The researchers discovered the microscopic oval object within the knocking Mars meteorite, which fell to Earth in Egypt in 1911. While the structure's appearance is intriguing, it's most likely formed as a result of geological rather than biological processes, team members said. The consideration of possible biotic scenarios for the origin maybe those could do that. Where'd you go? I just killed it. Get it back. Get it back. Here we go. All right, sorry guys. All right, but basically this thing, correct. Basically, where was I? This is the thing that fell. Considerations, possible biotic scenarios, the origin of the void structure currently lacks this sort of compelling evidence. The scientists wrote in a study published this month in the journal Astrobiology. Therefore, based on the available data, we can have obtained the nature of this conspicuous ovoid subject. Um, we conclude that the most reasonable explanation for its origin is that it has formed through abiotic processes. So basically, there's a scientist that says that we found with Viking, the evidence of the microbial life and everything up there. It's an interesting read, or a video. I have to put it up there. Most of you guys have probably seen it. So, as when I was over at the, I should have taken pictures. When I was over at the Air and Space Museum, when I got those pictures that are on my Google Plus page, I looked at the wheels on it, and it's not the just the design of them and stuff like that, and it just kills me here. JPL's Ericsson details Curiosity wheel issues and solutions. We have talked about this a lot, so I'm going to leave this guy. Just go ahead. I'm going to put this down in the link, and you can go ahead and check it on out. But the wheels are just thrashed. This is the Mars rover. Look at that thing. That's what they went up looking like, and they're just thrashed. They're I don't think it's going to end the mission though. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we'll see. This is a good read, though. I did read this the other day, and we're just going to keep moving, though, because it's one we've talked about a lot in this thing, because I just get really pissed off when I think that we spent 2.5 billion, dollars, and the wheels don't work on the damn thing. So, ancient cities found. This is kind of cool. This is actually on the Earth. Now we're coming back on the Earth. Let's see here. Ancient cities found in Mexican jungle photos. And when I saw this wall, I thought about the video I made the other day with the wall in it. I just want to show you this. Archaeologists have discovered 2 ancient Maya cities in the tropical forest of the central Yucatan. The team unearthed stone monuments, inscriptions, and temple pyramids that remains of massive structures. It's pretty amazing that still to this day we're finding so much about our own planet, but we act like we know everything about Mars, you know what I mean? Everything about other planets. It drives me nuts. Yeah, we think we've got this, everything just figured out. But let's take just a quick look at these pictures. These walls look like the stuff we're seeing on Mars. Even the inscriptions, this looks like ancient stuff that's, was most likely buried. I believe it was probably buried. That's why we see a lot of stuff. It's probably petrified. But how long ago were some of these structures? Wait till you see this stuff. This looks just like that wall. We could take these pictures and just toss them on Mars, and like this right here. This looks just like the rock wall that we had the other day. And up at the top, it's got the really nice stones. But here, just look how they're just kind of thrown about, strewn about, just like everything on Mars we find. It's pretty amazing. Here's some more of it. And to think, just after all this time, we're still finding it. So this is one more thing that I thought this was kind of cool. I found this somewhere. I forget where I found this today, but somebody took these pictures. Last night over the Pacific Ocean, somewhere south of Russia Peninsula, I experienced the creepiest thing so far in my career flying. All right, after 5 minutes in the flight, we left Japan. Long time, let's say, let me make this bigger so I can actually see it. All right, here we go. After about 5 hours in flight, we left Japan long time behind us, and we were cruising a comfortable 34,000 feet with about 4 to 5 hours to go towards Alaska. We heard via the radio about earthquakes in Iceland, Chile, and San Francisco, and since there were a few volcanoes on our route, it might not be going off during our flight. We double checked with the dispatch if there were any new activity on our route after we departed from Hong Kong. Then, very far in the distance ahead of us, just over the horizon, the intense light flash shot up from the ground. It looked like a lightning bolt, but way more intense and directed vertically up in the air. I've never seen anything like this, and there were no flashes before or after this single explosion of light. Since there were no thunderstorms on our route or weather radar, we kept a close lookout for possible storms that might be hiding from our radar, might cause some problems later on. I decided to try and take some pictures of the night sky and the strange green glow that was all over the northern hemisphere. I think that it was sort of the northern lights, but it was much more dispersed. Never seen anything like this before either. About 20 minutes later in flight, I noticed a deep red-orange glow appearing ahead of us, and this was a bit strange since there was supposed to be nothing but endless ocean below us for hundreds of miles. A distant city or group of typical Asian squid boats would not make sense in this area. The closer we got, the more intense the glow became, illuminating the clouds and sky below us in a scary orange glow, in the part of the world where we're supposed to see nothing but water. All right. The only cause for he also put this, the pilot does, the only cause for the red glow we could think of was the explosion of a huge volcano underneath the surface of the ocean, about 30 minutes before we overflew that exact position. Um, Pretty neat. Here's the lights. He's got his image mark on it. Let me put it in a little bit more. Look at that under the water. Tell me that's not creepy. Beautiful. It is like, and that does look like the aurora, but it does kind of seem spaced out a little bit more. Let's see the other one. Tell me that's not cool. Let me back that out a little bit so we can see it. And that's like the sea under you. Imagine flying a plane. First off, up there where you can see the Milky Way and the beautiful, like, I mean, that's amazing. It was a Nikon D800 at, let's see, 8-second exposure. Gorgeous. That's all under you. That's just cool. What do you guys think? Electric, pretty much sold on this electric universe. Every time I see something new come out, their new videos, they rock. Thunderbolts. So Thunderbolts projects. If you guys haven't subscribed to their channel, definitely do. This would be right up their alley to look at. I'm sure they could think of something in here. This is just beautiful. So, all right, guys, what's up in the sky.com? If you hung out through me this one, this was kind of a slow. Had trouble reading tonight. It's been a long week already, and it's Monday. I was so sick this weekend. I got a new guitar. I'm gonna put up some video of me playing eventually on here. I've got another channel, Will Farrar Music, that it's got me playing from like 5 years, 6 years ago. It's all old stuff and a bunch of Ron Paul rant and raves when I used to run. You know, I was big time into peace and no war stuff. So, anyways, guys, I got more anomaly videos coming at you. I'm gonna hit you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with them because I've got so many to do. I'm gonna try and sit down one night this week and get a bunch done and just release them throughout the week so you guys have something to look at each day. I used to be able to do it, but it's getting harder and harder to make, 1 or 2 a day. But there's times where, I got the time. So, anyways, guys, much love to you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Got a good week lined up for you. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. 25 minutes. Let me know how long do you think these should go? How many articles should I keep these to? I love your guys' input. I don't care if you guys think it sucks, you think it's awesome, tell me. So, much love. Peace.